Hey everyone, I'm Justin, and this is Cinephile Studios with another Patreon request. Last time, Ryan requested me to review Open Season. He wants me to review all the Sony animation films, so now he wants me to do the next one, which would be Surf's Up. It actually shows up on this double pack and is the reason I bought this double pack, since I'm not a fan of Open Season. However, Surf's Up I remember very well, so I'm very happy he requested it. If you want to be like Ryan, you can go over on Patreon, you can support me, you get all kinds of other stuff as well, but yeah, you can request reviews from me monthly. Surf's Up, I remember this really well from my childhood. I used to watch it a ton. It's probably up there for most watched movies in general, because yeah, when I was a kid, I would always pop it in the background. It was funny, it was unique, and it was short, 85 minutes long. So yeah, it was a movie that, you know, people kind of watch a lot of the same movie over and over again as a kid. So yeah, I could get through it daily, twice daily. I watched it too much probably. I don't know, there was something about it though that it worked well even when you were busy doing something else. I would put it on when I was doing homework, for God's sake. So yeah, I know a lot about this movie, but it's been a couple years. Maybe it doesn't hold up anymore. Maybe it'll be like when I watched Open Season. Well, actually, I never liked that movie to begin with, but it got worse somehow. So maybe Surf's Up's not as good as it was before. Well, you know, this is the best way to find out. Let's pop this in, check it out. Well, right from the beginning, it's unbelievable how much of an upgrade in animation this is when compared to Open Season. The character designs are well put together, the backgrounds are vibrant, and the colors are fun and immersive. Every time I watch this, I feel like I'm on the beaches of Hawaii or Florida. It's amazing that it's aged so well in the past 10 years. I was expecting it to look a little outdated, but this is seriously some of the best animation of the time. I'm impressed.
And a big set comes in.
The story is just a basic underdog becoming a hero kind of story, and it'd probably be as boring as a lot of these are, but instead, they wrote the film in the style of a mockumentary. At the time, I had never seen anything like it, and it definitely stood out when compared to the other Penguin movies. Yeah, remember that little era when there was like a huge Penguin craze? That was kind of weird. And honestly, this might be my favorite of the bunch. The mockumentary makes for a great number of jokes and editing techniques. Chris Buck was the director, who even stars in the film alongside Ash Brannon, the other director, as the documentary crew. He was one of the directors on Frozen, and at times I can see that same style of visual gags in both movies, and the really subtle written jokes. And remember when I said the adult humor in Open Season was awkward and bad? Well, here, there's way fewer adult jokes, and most of them just work.
Tank needs fuel.
Mikey, get the board, will you?
Ugh, tastes like
I will say that the main characters are pretty stale and boring. There's not anything much to their journeys, and I never feel the need to cheer them on. However, a lot of the side characters are really funny. There's the sea otter, the little bird, and Tank Evans, who is not really a villain, but just a douchey muscle guy who gets an occasional funny moment. And nearly everything that happens on Antarctica is hilarious, with many small but great characters.
You know, hatching these eggs is a big responsibility. My brother Cody, he just doesn't understand that. He needs to step up and be a man.
It takes a real man to sit on an egg.
You know it.
Wednesday, come to daddy.
While some of the characters can be boring, the voice acting is top-notch. With famous stars like Shia LaBeouf and Zooey Deschanel, you'd think their voices would stick out a lot more than they do, but really, they mold well with these characters. James Woods plays some kind of advertiser schemer guy, which he's always great at. John Heder plays a laid-back, dumb rooster, which, yeah, that's also perfect casting. And Jeff Bridges is the standout as Geek, which, yeah, there's a really obvious twist here, but, you know, they at least get a couple laughs out of it.
Especially Tank, he is definitely not a winner.
He's a dirty trash can full of poop.
The music is nothing too special, but it has a really great theme that runs throughout, and I enjoy listening to it. You know, after 11 years, I'm surprised that this movie holds up as much as it does. I still think it's great for families. I think kids would love it. I still really like it. I think it's really pretty to watch, and it's just got really unique stuff in it.
How's it feel to win, Joe?
I won?
The pacing is well done, the animation is spectacular, and the humor is pretty solid and constant. My only disappointment is that the movie doesn't really have much to say about anything. I mean, sure, it has that whole storyline about him being the underdog and he needs to prove his worth, and just through a little bit of training, he shows the world. I mean, there's so many movies that are like that, and so many movies do that theme even better than this film. The only reason that this sticks out is because of the unique style and sense of humor that it has. It's kind of something that I had never seen at the time, and even to this day, it's still pretty unique and stands out from the rest. Other than that, yeah, there's not really much more to say about it. I really wish I could attach myself to the characters more. I wish I could relate to them more. I wish I could like them more. You know, I like the performances, but the characters themselves, really not that interesting, you know? So that was the only part of it that was a little bit lesser from the times I had seen it as a child. That's the only part that got worse. It's weird though that Sony Animation basically never did a sequel to this movie. They did one for Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, for Open Season, for Hotel Transylvania, for the Smurfs. They basically have done sequels for everything, but they never did one for Surf's Up. I wonder what gives. Oh, hey, wait a minute. You know what? They did do a sequel, didn't they? In 2017. 10 years later. Well, I guess better late than never. You know, I'd love to see a sequel. I bet it's great. Thanks for watching the video. A special thanks to Chris and Ryan for supporting me on Patreon. If you'd like to join them in getting exclusive videos and blogs, early access, and even be able to request reviews monthly, then please click on the Patreon link, and thanks for the support. Do you like talking about movies just as much as I do? Well, check out the new podcast, Cinema Swamp. It's a podcast that stars me and my friend Hunter. We just started it, and we have a couple episodes on SoundCloud if you'd like to check it out. Please click on the link below and share it around. If you like it, we'll definitely be doing more in the future.